It's the Dance Podcast with no name. Listen to podcasts with no name. Let it happen, get my enjoy. Talking about fun goals. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. The podcast with no name. The podcast with no name. This podcast with no name.
Hello and welcome to the podcast with no aim. I'm Joel. This is Nick.
Hi.
And that's Matt.
I'm dead inside. Happy holidays, everybody!
You already derailed it.
Well, we've decided to do a New Year's holiday, whatever you want to call it, episode where basically I'm going to present the impossible questions, unless Joel has one.
If an impossible question is played by a CD player or something. Oh, that sounds so old. Oh dear. Am I old? I'm just 17.
I have a
Anyway,
CD player.
so if an impossible question is played on a CD player in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, is it a koan? That's a bad Buddhist joke. I'm so sorry. Koan is basically this concept of a question that's supposed to be so it doesn't have a question. It's just supposed to be like pushing you into the direction of enlightenment, and it's what this reminds me of. So maybe Nick could enlighten us with some really dumb questions. How about that?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So will people remember you in a million years?
No.
And take that into consideration, and do you still want to be famous?
Me personally,
No and
or
no.
like
Just
humanity
in,
at this
in
stage?
general.
Is this the level we're at where it's just questions I can easily answer no?
Yeah.
Alright, no.
No? Grown?
No.
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 Whatever.
Quick fire.
Fuck off.
I am perfectly
Yeah,
happy to
okay.
be forgotten, so fuck it.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are really bad. Okay. We're falling on Reddit now.
Oh dear.
Depressing thought number 1. I wonder how
What
many
annoying
places I've
point.
already visited for the last time.
Oh, sad!
Was that a question?
Yeah.
Depressing thought number
Christmas
2.
special, everybody. We're just gonna make you fucking miserable.
Sounds like Christmas to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but most people don't try and make you
Depressing.
miserable.
Sometimes it is the one season where more people die than any
Yeah,
other time
because
of the
they're
year.
so alone that they want to die. Not because,
Or they eat themselves
not
to
because
death.
people
This
just
is like
say,
Valentine's
think
Day
about
number
this.
2 or something.
Your life is meaningless and you'll be forgotten within a few years by everyone. And no one will care. No one wants to hear that. That just makes them more suicidal.
Maybe your estranged family would have, but you got drunk at that one Christmas dinner, and then nobody wanted to talk to you anymore. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
that season again.
Depressing thought number 2.
Oh god.
Trying to get rich by playing the lottery is like trying to commit suicide by flying on commercial airlines. I don't know if that's a depressing thought or wise advice, personally.
So I'm just going to go get my razor for a second. Do you mind if I just quickly head off for a second?
Okay, so this one is apparently a great question. If job ads say, must be fluent in Mandarin, why don't they post an entire ad in Mandarin? That way only genuinely fluent people could apply. So stupid.
That's a shit question.
Yeah. I mean, I
get
get
it, but
where
it's
it's coming
stupid.
from, but no.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. I don't think... I mean, I learned Chinese for a while. So, but if I saw anything in Chinese anywhere, I would just ignore it.
It's like,
Because maybe that was just my personal experience with it, but it's just... I'm in this mindset day to day. I'm either thinking or reading or something in English or in German, and if something will pop up in Chinese, I
I
would
did a
just
GCSE in
wouldn't
German.
notice
I'm not
it, I
going
think.
out of my way to read shit in
So maybe-
German. I don't want to talk German.
maybe Nietzsche if you want to be even more depressed.
Look, if I wanted to talk to,
Or
if
is-
I
is
wanted
Nietzsche
to talk in
actually that
German,
depressing?
this podcast would be in German.
Well, I mean, also, you could only read about the...
Hallo und
Hallo,
willkommen zu dem
zu
Podcast
der
ohne
Podcast
Ziel.
mit keiner Aim.
Okay.
Not too
mein
bad,
Deutsch
not
ist
too bad.
nicht good. Gut. I can't even say Gooch correctly. Jesus Christ. All right.
Had die Klappe.
That was good.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Very important. You just spam that when you're in Germany. Just go up to everyone and say, "Yeah, I can speak German." Halt die Klappe. You make friends. It says
That's
you're
nice.
very pretty. I know. Don't tell the
Is that what we're
American.
at this point? It's just I'm the Briton, he's the America, and you're the German.
I have embarrassed myself enough with German that I do not attempt to speak anything that I have not looked up yet. So, and even then, it's questionable.
There was like an old
Very
Monty
That's
Python
very
sketch.
wise.
Yeah.
Was it Monty
Yeah.
Python? It might have been Monty Python, actually. There was an old sketch where someone basically walked into a foreign shop and just got his phrase book out, and it was clear that they'd made it deliberately offensive. So it was like he just said something in like foreign language, and the bloke from behind the counter just got up over the counter and just smacked him. And he tried another one, and he smacked him again. Then they swapped it around and said, "Your mother is a whore," and then the customer just smacked him in the face.
But I think that was actually in German because Monty Python did quite a few sketches in German, and also a few sketches where if you know German, you would know how the joke would end because you understand what they're saying. So there was a sketch where they're going to a very traditional Bavarian restaurant, and it's of course an American couple, and they're completely clueless and want the authentic experience. And he's the chef that comes to the table. No, waiter, right? He says like in German, "Do you want the soup poured down your pullover, or do you want the cutting board smacked across your head or something like that?" But in German, they say, "Oh yeah, that sounds very German. We'd like that." And yeah, at the end, he's flying out of the window or something. I don't know.
Anyways, that's our podcast.
Yeah.
Next question.
living up to
Remember
its name.
how episode 2 had structure?
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
Well,
It had a bit of structure.
it had a little bit of structure.
2 was
It
a
was
good time. Do you remember episode 3?
episode 1, which was episode
was
2, where
Never
we
talk
talked about episode like 84 and things like that.
Remember episode 1, which we never recorded, but probably was still the best episode.
All right, next one that's titled "My Brain Hurts." The only time the word incorrectly isn't spelled incorrectly is when it's spelled incorrectly.
Wait, what? Oh, I've blanked out for a second. The only time incorrectly is spelled incorrectly is when it's spelled incorrect.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Fine. Yeah, that's a statement. That's true. Yeah. Good. I bet the person who came up with that is just really proud of themselves.
Oh, you know
For
they are.
no
This is
reason.
Reddit. Everyone on Reddit
Oh.
is so stuck up their own arse.
Yeah, you this one especially. What if our use of emojis gradually becomes so extensive that we actually circle back to writing hieroglyphics? Someone must have thought they were really smart with that one.
That sounds like the kind of person I wouldn't talk to in real life because I feel like I'd just end up hitting them.
I have friends like that though, who are constantly writing with emojis, and I write no
I don't write
emojis.
emojis either,
Maybe
I
like
just-
when the only occasion when I wrote emojis was when I was into a guy who used emojis, so I used emojis too. But usually I never, and I do sarcastic texts a lot, and my one friend really gets pissed off by that, and so now I have to use the goat emoji to signal when I don't mean something the way I wrote it. Yeah, because otherwise she would just think I'm a huge dick.
I just don't use emojis at all. I don't really use text things that often that I'd be able to.
Yeah, I typically write in paragraphs, so
Yeah, me too.
texting is not very
And
efficient.
also, like, okay,
Yeah.
I say I don't text a lot, that's a lie, but I don't talk to people that I know very much. And what I mean by this is, okay, again, don't judge me on this, guys. I know that is becoming my catchphrase at this point, but don't judge me on this, but I have an app installed on my phone called Talk to Someone. which is basically a random chat app. Like chat roulette, but with texting, basically. And I'm not saying this to be racist. I'm saying this because it's true. It's been taken over by Indian
It's gonna be
perverts. Because every single one of them is from, like, the majority from India, a couple from Iraq, and I think I've spoken to 2 females in my entire career on that app.
And they probably weren't even real females.
No, because I tell them I'm a female as well, because otherwise they go away. Because all they're looking for is to jerk off. So I tell them I'm a woman just to make them come.
That is
Yeah,
probably more
I have probably
information
brought
than
at least
anyone-
10 Indian guys to orgasm in the past 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where my life is.
That's to episode 3 for me.
We're gonna have a great segue to this. This one elicited a chuckle.
There's a segue to that!
Best sandwich ever. If 2 people on opposite sides of the world each drop a piece of bread, the Earth briefly becomes a sandwich. So stupid.
I'm still laughing about that. That's a segue.
The better question here would be: is a hot dog a sandwich? Which is actually something people apparently care about.
Okay, so why is it that Germans think that Americans love corn dogs?
Because who wouldn't love a corn dog? Look at them. They're just dicks.
I don't. Corn dogs are really disgusting. When I was in Mexico, they were so enthralled by corn dogs, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It made me gag. I think I ate it wrong.
What I love
they're
about
pretty
corn
gross.
dogs is they are the most overtly gay thing America has. Because just to get one of those on a stick and then shove it in your mouth, and you're just miming oral.
Well, especially if you choke on it, then it creates a nice picture.
Yeah. There's a game about that as well. Maybe by the same guy, actually. That guy's cool.
Sounds like it. So that was a reference to the last episode where we talked about a game.
Yes, I was listening to the last episode, which we recorded 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Totally. So listen to that if you haven't yet lost the will to live.
Confidence is key. The Swiss must have been pretty confident in their chances of victory if they included a corkscrew on their army knife.
What the fuck does that even mean?
So stupid.
I mean, have you ever been stabbed by a corkscrew?
I've never been stabbed by anything. Let's go depressing
but
again.
you live
Who's
in
ever
England.
stabbed me is myself when I'm sitting in the shower alone, depressed, and I just get a knife and I stab it into my arm, and blood comes out all along my body, and I'm bleeding, and it feels good. Is that depressing enough for you?
No, I think we can take
Happy
it a step
Christmas,
further.
by the way.
By the way, this isn't racist or anything, but I really want this. Okay, yeah, maybe mate
This
is short
isn't
for
racist,
inmate,
but-
and that's why Australians call each other that. You know, because it was originally a bunch of convicts. Rim shot.
This is a really shit Reddit thing to read enough.
Actually, I think, isn't it the other way around? Sorry for being, like, the one who tries to destroy the jokes, but inmate comes from mate, right?
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So they called each other mate, and they were a bunch of convicts. So they're like, they're in Australia, so they're inmates. I don't know. I am going to
Australian person.
move on because I'm
mention,
upset with
right.
I'm
myself.
upset with you too.
Jeez. Okay, the sinking of the Titanic must have been a miracle to the lobsters in the kitchen.
Oh, for God's sake!
It's a bit
This is
dark.
just upsetting at this point. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, there's another depressing one coming up. Here it goes.
Oh, lovely.
I will be the last person to die in my lifetime.
Stop making me sad.
All right, here's a German one.
I
some
already have
point,
depression. This
you're-
isn't helping.
All right, so this is a German one. The person who proofread Hitler's speeches was the original German grammar
Grammar
Nazi.
Nazi.
Yeah, I think everyone's heard that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Actually, he didn't write it himself, so he dictated it.
Yeah.
That's a joke too for you. to enjoy.
You know, people can say that our podcast and the things we say on it are stupid, but I just want to say we're not as stupid as Reddit.
Give us time.
But you're on Reddit.
Now, give us about, I don't know, 10 episodes, then we'll probably be on the level of Reddit.
Yeah.
Or just Jaden Smith's Twitter account.
Oh, here's a good one. How far back in history do you have to go before it's considered archaeology instead of grave robbing?
Yeah, but that's I don't know. That's maybe something
That might
someone
act-
actually has to think about.
Yeah, that's actually the only real question. Like the only real question I think that's been on this list.
Yeah, that actually has kind of a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I honestly don't get why anyone would care what happens to their dead body. I mean, especially
We have people that
Christians
won't
who
get
don't
donor
believe
cards. There are some stupid people on the planet.
Yeah, I'm going to move on. Asking someone where you are is a recent thing. Before we had mobile phones, the only way that we could talk to people is if we knew where they were.
Ooh,
See,
that's
this is
a fact.
Yeah.
no,
This is
because before mobile phones we had landlines. So
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
You had to call somebody,
Okay.
leave a message, and then when they got there, then they'd call you back. I remember those days.
Right.
I'm
I
old.
mean, you could still technically
Me too.
ask someone where they were if you didn't know where they were. They just wouldn't hear you.
Yeah, you had to tell people where you're going to be and give them like your schedule and stuff like that.
No, but I mean, I could say right now, "Hey, Dad, where are you?" He's not hearing
But-
this, but I'm still
but
asking
stop,
him.
no. But before we had mobile phones, there was shit. I only know the German word. Funk. I mean, what do military people use to communicate? Radio. Right?
Radio, yeah.
Yeah. Funk. It's very funky in German. Word.
Boom, 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 boom.
This is the level we're at now.
Is that your?
Now, here's-
is that your slap?
Here's another
face impression?
actual one. Maybe Smith is a common surname because blacksmiths were never forced to serve in combat roles during wartime. That's just like
Weren't
a
they?
possible fact. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
fine.
So we got two that are not like,
They're not
really
stupid.
dumb.
They're just kind of.
yeah,
I think if I just had if I had 20 seconds on Google, I could dismiss that easily,
probably.
I think.
Yeah. But this is shower thoughts from Reddit.
Thoughts. I thought
Oh
shower
God,
thoughts would
yeah.
be,
the
do
worst
I have a wank
subreddit.
now or before I get in the shower?
During or after or
Even-
Who has a
before?
wank
or-
after they've
all
been in
three?
the shower? That's totally against the point.
Oh. Hold on.
Unlike you two, I've actually told friends about this podcast. Now I don't.
And
Now
they
they're not
know
going to be my
how
friends
you
anymore.
wank.
Now they're gonna have to deal with this one. The word "fat" just looks like somebody who bit out of the first letter of the word "eat." It's grown inducing. Oh, when a pregnant woman swims, she's just a human submarine.
Was this from Shower Thoughts or the other one where
I'm pretty
Hi,
sure
people.
it was shower thoughts.
was
Who are these people having
the
showers?
Shower Thoughts for stoned people?
I'm gonna quote you on this one. Okay, so why do they cotton swab a guy's arm with rubbing alcohol before a lethal injection?
Why?
I don't know.
I hate you, Nick.
the-
hate
I mean, where we live in
I hate
the
you.
actual.
I'm quite concerned about that, actually.
What?
I'm really going to detest you. Happy Christmas.
Have you? I didn't get the joke.
There isn't a
What's
foot
their
joke.
joke?
Well, if you cotton swab a guy with alcohol and then give him the lethal injection, he's gonna die anyways. So why are you afraid of giving him an infection?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where we're from the civilized world, we don't actually have
No,
lethal
we don't have
injections
the
or
we
any
don't have the
form
life
of
death
corporal
penalty.
No,
The only country
not
that has the
corporal.
death
Lethal.
penalty is America.
punishment.
America. Nick,
Well,
defend yourself.
only.
Well,
Yes.
Only.
That's
There's
like
no other
two
country.
others.
Why is
We
the
don't.
best way to live to be dead?
No other countries
Fine, the only
Kill
ones in Europe
people
and America.
in there.
No.
The only countries that matter.
The
yeah.
only countries
The only
that
ones
count, you mean?
Because if
Yeah.
you're Islamic, you don't matter.
It's not nationalist or racist. It's just fact.
I'm
You know.
turning into my dad. I'm on the sad side.
Wow, these are incredibly specific to America. I've
Who
moved on
would
to a
have
different.
guessed?
What?
That's so un-American.
What? Make
be
everything very
overly
specific.
obsessed, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
Americans think
It's-
about only themselves.
It
and not
surprises me.
When sign makers
It's like,
go on strike,
oh,
is there anything written on their signs?
us. Can we stop this? Can we stop this
All
set,
right.
please? Because
So-
it's making me sad.
I have been bludgeoning you with absolutely stupid questions. Why is the word abbreviation so long and things like that? It's so stupid.
the word hyphenated is unhyphenated, but the word unhyphenated is hyphenated.
The word for a phobia of long
Yeah.
words is really long.
That's the only one of those I know.
Well, I mean, if you what's your favorite list that's on the internet? I know one that is mine, which is
Wait, are we doing our top 10 lists of lists?
top 10 lists of lists. No, we'll just stick to one. What's your favorite? If I was an evil
agree.
overlord, and it's just a basic list of things about if you were an overlord, you would not do cliche things like kill your right hand man.
Do that anyway.
My Legions of Terror will have helmets with clear plexiglass visors, not face concealing ones. My ventilation ducts will be too small for a person to climb through. My noble half-brother, whose throne I usurped, will be killed, not kept anonymously imprisoned and forgotten in a cell within my dungeons. Shooting is not too good for my enemies. I will do that immediately. The artifact, which is the source of my power, will not be kept on the Mountain of Despair beyond the River of Fire guarded by the Dragons of Eternity. It'll be in a safe deposit box. The same applies to objects that are also my one weakness. I will not gloat over my enemy's predicament before killing them. I will capture my adversary, and when he says, look, before you kill me, will you at least tell me what this is all about? I will say, no, shoot him in the head, and then on second thought, I'll shoot him again, and then say, no. Yeah,
Fair enough.
so anyways, this is my favorite list. I think it goes on for, last time I checked, it was like 300 something things. I will dress in bright and cheery colors, and so throw my enemies into confusion. I will not turn into a snake. That never helps.
Turn into a snake.
My favorite list on my favorite list on the internet is probably, I mean, I haven't really thought about it, but there's a list on Wikipedia about unusual articles, and that's good on its own, but the thing that actually made me say this is my favorite list, or actually it's my favorite Wikipedia article or something like that, because the first picture is, and I'm going to read the caption of the picture so you can imagine it: a cow with antlers atop a pole. Wikipedia contains other images and articles that are similarly shocking or utterly amusing. It's just the worst, and I don't get how that's on Wikipedia. Like, doesn't have any standards. Yeah,
I know
but
quite a
it's
good
it's
joke.
really funny because it really is a cow with antlers, and there's like power cables everywhere.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
I have a good,
I'm looking
I have
at
a
what.
good joke.
Yeah.
I can tell a good joke. Sir, I want to tell a
Good.
joke.
Okay.
A man walks into a bar wearing brown trousers, and the trousers fly into a woman's face. And then he says, "I'm so sorry, madam. I'm wearing my blue khakis."
I'm ashamed that I laughed at that.
You should be. We should all be
Yeah.
ashamed of what we've done here for the past 25 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
feel remorse.
hey, I have a good joke about Germans
Go ahead.
Yay!
that was told to me by a German, so it's okay. it's not
That's the
racist.
equivalent of "I'm not racist. I have a ton of black friends."
Yeah.
No, Germans actually have to be able to
so-
laugh about themselves. They can't take themselves too seriously, or else they appear too much like a Nazi. So, yeah.
Yeah. How many Germans does it take to change a light bulb?
Only one, because we're efficient and we don't get jokes.
Yeah, because they're efficient and they're not very
Yeah.
funny. It's my favorite
it's really good.
German
yeah.
joke.
I like it.
Well, I think we should probably end on a note where we're not leaving people just majorly depressed and suicidal.
Well, I mean,
The issue
like,
is...
why not? We should go back to being depressed and horribly. Let me look up something about puppies or kittens. Or
Wait,
something.
we still have to name this episode. or
I think we should
Yeah.
call
We
it
do.
Happy
I-
Holidays.
what-
Or just sad holidays. Just sadness. Just episode 4 sadness.
A list of sad things. Or episode 4 in space.
Yes, episode 4 in space.
Because every episode, every fourth iteration of a
Yes.
movie. is
episode
in
for
space,
Christmas in space.
Space Christmas.
so- Space Christmas.
Good.
With lists. With
Concept
laser
beams.
beams.
The naughty list in space. The naughty Christmas list in space.
Yes.
Our inept Christmas special. In space.
A very miserable Christmas.
In space.
As bad as the Star Wars Halloween
In
special.
space. In space. In space.
As bad as the Star Wars in space, is what you just said there.
Or just in space. In space.
No, not Halloween.
Star
The
Wars
Christmas
4
special.
in space.
Actually, wasn't there an Star Wars Christmas album where a really famous
Yes.
singer debuted? Wasn't it?
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh.
Who
Yeah.
was it? Fuck. Who was it?
It wasn't John Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
right?
it was. You're
It
right.
was
It was
him.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah. And
Really?
and it was something really stupid. I think it was a Chewbacca song. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Don't
that's a good
remind
way
me.
to
Nick, Nick, just get the puppies.
Yeah,
Just
everyone
get the
go
puppies, Nick. I'll be back
online.
again.
Everyone go online and watch the Star Wars Christmas special. Or at least, I've been plugging him way too much, but like the Cinema Snob.
You mean that
Review of
time you
it.
plugged him last week? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a... Yeah, I forgot
So
because
long
it's
ago.
such a long time ago.
I can barely remember it.
We did a lot of stuff between then and now.
Yeah, like
and
Joel
we've all
went off
matured
Skype and
and
then
grown.
rejoined Skype. It was-
Yeah. Shh. Shh. Well, I hate to be the one who always calls the episode, but
Okay, I'll do it then. Thank you for listening to the episode of the podcast with No Aim, episode 4, the naughty Christmas list in space. That's what we're calling it. Yeah, we're sticking with it now.
we're sticking to it. It's official
Listen
now.
to the naughty Christmas list in space.
All right.
Go and spend time with your
We've
family
been-
before they leave this mortal coil, and you will never speak to them again. Their face becoming a distant memory as you can barely remember their voice, and as you come ever closer to never seeing anything again. Goodbye.